Good morning and welcome to the 4th FSHG live event with Linda and team. Today we will be asking questions from various people on the subject, why does illness manifest in the human body and how healing energy works to transform it. Thank you. Over to Linda and team.
Thank you, Craig. Good morning, my dear friends. My name is Agnes. Just to say that as we represent the gift of life, it's often engaged in a different process with the energies from the earth that often heal a lot of the elements that go around the universe. And I feel as though there are a lot of things that will encourage all of you in the life force you're in now to engage in the process that often can make you understand a little bit more about why life is as it is and why you are here to benefit from it. So do please ask a question.
Okay. We have about 24 questions. If a person develops a chronic illness during their time on Earth, for example, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, blood disorders, etc. A. Is the illness pre-planned with ourselves and our team before we come to Earth?
Well, in a way you find it easier, I think, when you do accept your abilities before you enter the embryo on the Earth. You often come in with a different sort of experience that's been perhaps before. And that shows that you can educate yourself on another level, and as the element is there, it often increases itself with the memory that was.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. B. Why does chronic illness occur in babies or young children who have not had time to experience life and bring disharmony to their body?
Yes, well, there you are. It's often seen, isn't it, there that youngsters are a blessing in disguise. Often they come towards the area in life that often is an experiment in a way, as you all do. So you are here to breathe into your lives what you need to, and as you onset yourself on the earth plane, as a child you can at times encourage another part of your soul to embrace a different place on the earth. So this makes the energies exacerbate in a way through what is needed, so it therefore heightens a different experience, which often makes it more, I'd say, energetic, which therefore helps it to grow in a better state. But if there are parts of this that are indeed making other areas, encourage other areas rather to open up, then maybe a part of that is not always from the earth plane, but from a past lifetime, that maybe it can be connected to the embryo. As one knows, it can be there to be experienced in its ownership, but it does come with the children a lot, with the children who are of this situation. It's often that they are just an example to others and showing themselves that maybe if they are that form of sacrifice, it can help others to grow.
Okay. So there's a couple of things there.
Oh yes.
Right.
I'm sitting here wondering if I'm going out tonight. Hello.
Hello.
God bless you, mate.
And you.
I like you.
Thank you.
I think you're very
I like
nice,
you
and
too.
I'm very happy that you're here to bring the joy to people, hopefully, that we will, and you will.
Yes, I hope so too.
And your missus.
Yeah. C. Does illness manifest from the way we choose to deal with our traumas and feelings?
It can do, on some levels. On other levels, it can be like a distant memory that was. So you're building up through it what you need to remember and then overcome. So in a sense, you can be part of what you were before. You can be indeed a manifestation of what you should be, in a sense, because you often have to repeat things, as you know. But there are things that will come together through that process that will show you that even if you are not part of a system that can be processed, it will be there to be acknowledged on another level, so that wherever it is you are, you can serve yourself with it and deal with it. But there's lots of things to be said about that question, isn't there? Can you ask me it again, lovey?
Yes.
Yes, because I feel I went off on a tangent a bit. You know what I'm like, I like to chat.
No, but I have to read it again as well.
Yeah, it's funny, ain't it?
Does illness manifest from the way we choose to deal with our traumas and feelings?
And the healings.
Feelings.
Oh, feelings, lovey, yeah.
Very
Feelings. Feelings are... Yeah, feelings come together because they need to be reunited through the process of evolution. So if the feelings are, in a sense, under par, say, then those feelings can perhaps take out of the person a little bit more, maybe, of what they need to keep on board. So it's like it sort of it doesn't replenish it. It actually takes away something.
Yeah.
That maybe could be there to be of help. So you're beginning to see it in a different way in yourself. So your feelings are there to be acknowledged, but they don't always fully come together when you need them to, because that feeling perhaps was a link that maybe from a past incarnation or whatever made it like more of an earth link than an etheric link.
Right. Okay.
If you understand what I'm on about. Yeah, so it's almost as though feelings are reconnected again if need be, but not always in the way that maybe one would want them to be. So you look at it in one way and you practice it in another, and then you suddenly find it's not really there to be done anyway, so you wonder what it's all about, and then you start to worry. There's all these things going on, and that builds up them things within the bodily functions, isn't it?
Yes.
Makes you worry, makes you feel unwell, makes you wonder what you're doing, makes you feel angry, all these things.
Yeah.
So there are things that are, if you like, negotiable on some levels, but not on others. So you can't work out all things at once, because if you did, you wouldn't be on the earth plane, would you?
I realise that, yeah.
So you're awakening a lot of things that could have been redirected before, and maybe they weren't because of the situation at hand wasn't there to be acknowledged for that reason.
Right.
I like the word reason.
Yeah, okay.
Suddenly I came out of the closet and said, wait. I like that. Have to have a little bit of a sing-song between, lovey, because it sort of raises the bar. That's why we sing when people come to see us at Linda's Home. Yeah. Which incidentally someone soon she'll be leaving, thank God. But there are things, yeah, she'll be going from where she is soon. Good. Because she needs to.
I think she like that.
So there are things going to suddenly start to embrace the future with the energies that are there now. So yes. Okay. I hope that's answered that question. That's it.
I believe so, but it's about listening to it again, processing it.
Illumination, etc.
And then if there's something else that comes up, we will ask it again.
Yeah. Because see, what can I just say? It's like when you ask us a question where we are embracing a dimensional position that has been growing for eons of time. Yeah. And then it makes us aware of what we are, who we are, so we can link in with all sorts of different processes. So we can acknowledge you here as being the life force that is always remembered by the soul. Yeah. And then it shows us we are ready to encompass the gift of life, and we can use all that energy to embrace what we need to say to you.
Okay.
See? That's how it is.
Wow, okay.
Land of Walk, that's what it was. We've seen.
Yeah.
Here we go, and when I say, coming back, and what a gay day, sitting with Craig, being a dwarf. That's because I was, you see.
Were you?
Oh yeah, I was stunted in my growth, lovey.
Oh, right.
stunted in that time when I was
the last incarnation.
magician type thing.
Last incarnation?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, last one was it? I suppose it was. Yeah. God bless you.
Right. Second question. Cancer is on the increase. What are the causes of cancers and what determines which organs are affected?
Yeah, well that's something, isn't it, to do again with the representation of what one was maybe in a different lifetime that came together through that lifetime to assist an embryo to be engaged in a process. So even if the embryo was not part of the link in the life force, that it actually was being manifested with the energies from a specific form of, say, cancer, it would make it a different ball game because you wouldn't have to always use it in that lifetime. So at times when the cancers are appearing in the position on the earth where you could see it to be a form of acknowledgement from maybe a different purpose, it can be perhaps something that was accrued centuries ago.
Right.
Because that would then serve it in the way it needs to be served on the earth. Because don't forget, oh yes dear, let me just come in here. It's Agnes. Can I just say it, as one knows in oneself there's a position to be held, in the event of a cancerous condition, it could be often seen as something that was maybe a manifestation of a form of energy from a world that wasn't even here before you understood what it was.
Right, okay.
So there's that, you see, that also can come into this. You don't realise the hugeness of this vastness of this wonderful energy you all have in life.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does fascinate us even here.
Yeah.
We grow with it, see it, and you're all learning about it, but really you've already learned about it, you lot. You're just reawakening it all, see?
Yeah.
But so that would be something, wouldn't it, that perhaps if you think about it as a cancerous condition is on the earth, that means that that element that is forming within that organ is a condition that perhaps was an energy that became left parted ways, maybe way before you actually entered the womb to come to the earth plane. So you're building up with that organ a link that is connected to many features of your earth link that need to be processed through a different channel. Hence, maybe you call it liver cancer.
Yeah.
Which could be linked with a manifestation of a human form that maybe wasn't perhaps dealing with the problem that should have been dealt with many centuries ago. Maybe that form has to come back to educate that bodily function to deal with it.
Right, okay.
So I know it's a lot to take in.
No, I understand that.
The bodily function being the human position you're in, and that entertains itself on another level. So if that is what it's vibrating with, then it can be a source of energy that maybe brought you here in the first place.
Okay, so it's not about being here. Are there more than one way of getting cancer?
No, good heavens, yes,
Okay.
Robbie.
Because that's one way, but if you're here and you've gone through a trauma, would that cause cancer for somebody?
Well, what then happens is, if you have a traumatic experience on the earth plane, let's say you've been beaten up or something, something really severe, that would then educate you in the way you need to remember yourself as being something that maybe wasn't your own form at that time, because you were out of your body maybe at that time, or on a different level, working with a different vibration on the earth.
Right.
So you could look at that and think, I was there and I did do what I did, and I worked with it, but I wasn't really part of it.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah. It's just,
tell me if it doesn't, because
No, it's just getting your head around it, because obviously there's different forms of cancer, and there's different ways of getting it. So it's just, we'll be processing it afterwards really, listening to it again.
Oh yes, well there you are, you see. It's Brenda there, hello.
Hello Brenda.
Can I just say, we are very close to this position we're in here, with everything that we're doing. You are very close to what you're doing with everything that you are around, and everybody is. I want people to know this. There's nothing to be afraid of, to be here in life, to be part of this experience. You're all here to do a job in the way that you need to. You're all here to be part of the process that is awakening up all the positions in life around the atmosphere, the earth. So everything is about what it is now, so don't go back in time, don't go forward in time. Just rest yourselves, my dear friends. Let your souls rest and be what they need to be. God bless.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Okay. That's very interesting.
Sagittarius. Come on, yeah. It's funny, isn't it?
Number 3. Sorry, excuse me.
Alright, no.
Number 3. Why do people and pets manifest specific illnesses? I mean, this sort of maybe you've answered.
Why do what, lovely pets?
Why do people and pets manifest specific illnesses?
Oh, yeah, specific illnesses. What, similar illnesses you mean, or specific illnesses? People and pets?
I suppose, well, it's either or, but, you know, why do specific illnesses manifest in the body?
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's because the challenge that was before you entered the womb to come to the earth plane began to alter its status and needed to reunite with a different calibre. So it had to serve itself on a different level for it to actually connect with a different feature on the earth. So if you think about it, if one is in a position to be there to be what's it, legally binding? No. If you need to let go of something, then you have to work through a process that serves you in that way for the human soul to remember what it was and also to let go of it. So you have to have something that, oh yes, feels trapped there. It's almost like feeling trapped.
Okay.
And that's what it is. So if one feels trapped, one is entitled to be, in a way, over the limit with things because one needs to learn from it. So these illnesses are in the bodily functions to represent a different area of knowledge.
Right.
So that they can replace a different system, maybe then that can regress and move into a different position and close a door.
Okay.
So everybody has this. Everyone's got this, you see.
Yeah. Okay.
It's funny, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Nobody, you know, it's just interesting, ain't it?
So, number 4, how do our emotions cause dis-ease or wellness?
Well, just look at yourself now in life with this pandemic.
Yeah.
Look at the position that people are in to assist themselves, to help themselves. They're doing it in a way that maybe is not always what one would say is on the right track.
Right.
So you don't have to engage in a process that makes you feel better about yourself. You just have to be yourself.
Right.
Therefore, that takes away a lot of the earth links and the emotional carnage.
Okay.
You realise, don't you, this is all from man-made, don't you? This pandemic, it's all from a link of,
Oh,
how
yeah.
can I put it without going into it technically? Yeah, okay. Oh yes. Yes, okay, I know, perhaps I would say it's a form of ignorance there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Number 5, what are the keys to physical and mental wellness from an energetic point of view?
Well, in the sense that what you're doing now in this life force is being who you are and breaking forward into a space of acknowledgement of the whole human race, allowing people to be maybe a little bit more open in themselves, allowing them to feel that love that perhaps others don't. Therefore that helps people to increase their energy in volumes, you know, because it does serve them well. But At times people don't always really understand fully what it is they're doing because they're not sure about the system they work with or where they are or perhaps where it is they need to be. So if only people would just recognise that part of you that is now accepting itself is there for a reason. And it's not, it's not a trap, is it, dear? Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I just wish to say hello, it's Burt. Hello.
Hello, Burt.
I wish to say that at times when we are here, we don't always acknowledge this position because there are things we have to look at in a different way, as you do. And that is what it is that often has the encouragement within itself to evolve.
Right, okay.
Yes. God bless you.
Bless you too.
Yeah, so...
Right.
Yeah, well, there you are, you see.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I made myself look out and see a tree. Beautiful trees, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They grow like everyone, don't they?
Yeah.
They need the human touch.
Yes.
They need that human recognition of being in the world, because they're all part of you.
I think this year they've really...
Magnificent, haven't they?
All bloomed.
And I wonder why that is.
Because people have been appreciating more.
Yes. And the Earth's crust changed position and all.
Yeah. In what way? What, in the energy or movement, or just because we've had all these different things going on, from fires, volcanoes?
It's all to do with the type of energy that's been repressed over the centuries, because you've had a lot of people on about this, haven't you?
Yeah.
That the Earth needs this to be done or that to be done, and there are things that don't always make sense, really, do they, when you look at it? But let's say that the Earth needs its own position because it needs to be adhered to its the love that it shows, and also from where it sort of encourages other things to grow. So there's all this energy at this time, over the last few weeks especially. There's been a lot of energy that's built up that shows the Earth that it is committed in a way now, so it needs to just remember what it is and replace itself with a different position of loyalty.
Okay.
Because you've all got this loyalty in you that you have and has shown over the centuries to be very creative.
Yeah.
So the Earth needs itself now to replenish its own abilities.
Right, okay.
And to connect to a different system, so it can then build up a different part of the knowledge that needs to be served throughout the world. All these things are all about knowledge, aren't they?
Yeah.
They all come together, don't they, when they need to? You all come together when you need to, and you have a good old chin wag, you look.
Exactly,
And you get very hyped up and wound up sometimes because you need to say something, people don't listen. And you think, listen to me. It's funny, isn't it? We all do it, don't we?
They only listen to what they want to hear.
Yes.
That's everybody, isn't it?
Yes, it's true, it's true. You're all in that position. Linda does as well. She said, well, you ain't listening, are you? You know, and she thinks, well, hang on a minute, is that a mirror of me? Do I not always listen then? So that's where it goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But she's all right.
Yeah, she is.
She's not bad for her age.
Not bad.
No, she's not bad for her age, is she?
Right.
Anyway.
Number 6, this is... what is your opinion on transplanting organs from one human to another to extend life? What effect, if any, does this have on the soul?
Very good question. Whoever sent that in? Was it you, was it? Yeah? Excellent. Well, let's look at these...
I know, actually, this one's my wife, I think.
Oh, good old Lisa, there you are, trying to take it for you.
Yeah.
So the transplant that takes place, I suppose, is it is showing people that that is a new part of that person that needs to be replaced into a different system. So it engages with the system, empowers the system, and then it evolves in a different way. It doesn't come about because it's like if you have one thing dealing with another, then you have a part of that goes somewhere else and shows itself another part. It's going to be different, it can't be the same. So you've got all that going on there with the energies from the organ that's been replaced. Let's say that it is there and it does its job. It works with the bodily functions.
Mm-hmm.
And it does its job in the way it needs to. But there are parts of that, of course, it's a good thing. Very good thing. It needs to be done more, I think.
Right.
Just to be honest with you, because let's say that as you show yourself you are dedicated to being in life and you want to produce your own form of evidence because you are alive and kicking, that needs to be asserted. So if you are going to continue in life, even if it means having another organ replaced,
yeah.
that means then you are building up through the system as you are recreating a different area of knowledge within the soul.
Mm-hmm.
You suddenly start to encourage the soul to alter its status a little, mm-hmm. so that can then begin to understand things on a different level.
Right, okay.
So it's almost like it's breathing its own space because it's needing to be certified, but also it needs to be shown that maybe there are other things that can be done. So that is something I think that it's a very good question, but it's also a very good learned side of everything you are in life, because when you think about it, there are things that the organ has presented when it's entered the womb, and it's become its own predicament, and then it suddenly is removed from that position,
yeah.
and it has to then, well, it has to go back to the Earth's crust. But therefore, there are things that the new organ will present, bring forward through that system that you are, so that it can aspire to other functions, and also to bring in its own ability on a different level. And even when you look at it, it's come from, say, a person who's now passed back to the, I say, to the universe. It means that that link there has indeed, it's conveyed a message to that organ, because it needs to carry on living on the earth.
Okay.
So that sends a different instruction through.
Yeah.
And gives everybody that, whoa, I'm on my way, you know. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think, all that sort of stuff, I really do.